Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I wanted to work in my pirate journal some more. In the last video I had shown you how to make this using a recycled Amazon one of the paper envelopes, padded envelopes. And so yeah, go ahead and check out that video first if you want to learn how to make this, and then follow along in this video so you can find out how I embellished the pages. And I'm going to finish up with a tassel and things like that. So yeah, go ahead and keep watching the video. So to start off on this first page, I wanted to add some trim. So I have this vintage black, it's kind of like a hoop trim. So I'm going to glue this in. Usually I sew my items, but for this journal I just wanted to show you that you didn't have to use your sewing machine to make a junk journal. Of course, you know, most of the time I do so though. And then on this page I have that scrap from this scrapbook paper, so I'm just adding glue on the bottom and the side to make a little tuck spot. And then on this page I have this other vintage trim. It's a cream colored trim, so I'm gluing that on the side. I'm kind of going over the edges and then trimming over the top. And then on this one I had this scrap from one of the book pages, so I'm tearing it down and adding it as a little pocket. And then on the side I wanted to use some of that the trim that was the upholstery weight fabric, so I'm just using my tiny attacher and stapling it to the side. I have this upholstery trim. It's like a skinny fringe, so I'm going to glue that to this page. This is a little bit harder because it's thicker, so you just kind of have to hold it down and wait on it to dry. So on this page, since there's the skeleton, well, actually I'm moving to the next antique paper page and adding this fat lace that I have, but I am going to trim it a little around the flowers. And then I also, it's kind of ruffled along the edge or gathered, so I think I may just go ahead and pull the gathering apart just so it lays a little bit flatter. So there's a little piece that's folded over and sewn along the side there, so I'm just pulling that off right now. It's all straightened, so now I'm going to put glue at the top and at the bottom and along the side and just make that a side tuck. And then it's also going over the side as well, so you can see it from the side of the book. And then now I have this cream trim. This is a vintage trim as well. So I'm going to make this a little side pocket just like the black. And then this is an even wider lace trim, so I'm going to make that into a bottom pocket on the page just by adding glue to 3 sides. On this thin lace, you do need to let it dry before moving on. So you don't see that here in my video, but I do let that dry, and now I'm moving on. So I'm going to add this ruffle. It's actually an elastic ruffle, and so it's a little bit difficult to glue down here, but you just have to keep pressing it down and lining it up and pressing it down. It eventually dries, and then I can move on to the next page. Just kind of finding where I want to put my next piece, and this is a crocheted lace that I picked up from Temu. I'm going to have a Temu haul here pretty soon, so if you are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified when I release that video. So now I'm going to go in with the stamps, and this was one that I picked up on Amazon. I'll try and link it down below. It's a pirate set acrylic stamp. I didn't stamp it very well on there, so I am going to, well, I'm moving to another page, so I do end up fixing that one. So I'm going to add one here. And actually this is the one that didn't stamp as well, so this one I do cover. I'm trying to fix it, but it doesn't work. So I'm just going to use some of my scrapbook paper and make a tuck up there at the top, and then use my stamping platform here and stamp it better. This isn't the best platform thing. It's a We Are Memory Keepers. It works pretty good, but with the really detailed acrylic stamps like this, sometimes you have to do it a couple times. So and then on this page I'm going to add one of my stickers. This was a pack from Amazon. No, this was from Temu. And then this paper as well was from Temu. I'm going to make this into an easy coin envelope just by turning in the sides and then the top and the bottom, and then I'm clipping out the corners kind of at an angle, and then I will glue the two middle pieces together just right along the edge, and then the bottom, and that makes a really easy envelope. So with this I am going to glue it, but I do want to add, I originally wanted to add one of these tattoos to the envelope, but I realized that this was not a scratch on tattoo. It was the kind, like the original kind of tattoos where you have to use like a damp paper towel or sponge. So I didn't end up using it on this, but I was able to do it onto some of the paper, and that worked. So instead of doing the tattoo here, I'm going to add some trim, and then I'm going to add this little die cut piece. This was also from Temu, of a pirate ship. So now I'm going to make this envelope so that it has a hinge and you can open it up off the page. So I just took a little strip of the scrapbook paper and folded it in half, and gluing half of it to the back of my envelope, and then I'll glue the other half onto the page, and then that way you can open up the envelope to the side and you'll be able to add a picture under there or some journaling or whatever. So then I'll just stick that down there. On the inside cover here, the front cover, I'm using one of the scrap pieces of the book page and just adding some ink and then gluing that on top just to add some decoration to the pocket. So now, looking through to see what I can decorate, I'm going to add another sticker. This is a treasure map sticker. And then I'll just continue working through the book, finding places where I want to put different items. This is a little pack from Temu that had a little fold, like a die-cut fold, a card that you fold. So I'm putting glue on the back, and then that way you can open it up. It's like a little secret open spot. And then I'm adding a piece of bandana to the side. I just used my hole punch and punched a hole in the side of that. Alright, digging into my stickers again, and I'm going to put one of those on the book page. And then I want to, this is a scroll metal die that I bought from Temu, and so I punched it out of the vintage paper and then punched out the feather from red paper and added that to the top of that die cut. On this envelope, I'm just going to stick one of those vintage die cut papers that I picked up from Temu again. Lots of stuff from Temu, a few things from Amazon. I'm going to fold this part of the envelope so it makes two pockets, and I'm just going to find a piece of journaling card paper to stick in there. I'll be sure to put up my first Temu haul with all of this stuff. The first one has most of this stuff, and then I did have a second haul that had a little bit more. This coloring book came from Temu as well. So I just pulled a piece, and I'm going to make a pocket out of, not a pocket, but just a little, yeah, I guess it's a pocket. I'm having difficulties with my words today. So I folded it, and then I'm cutting off the extra pieces there, and I'll just glue them on the back, and then I'll glue that side to the page. And that'll just be a little pocket for a tag. I'm going to glue just at the top and the bottom, that way I can use that as a little belly band on the page. So I can stick a tag in the pocket and then something in on the side. I'm adding glue on the top and the bottom of that, so that makes it a little side pocket. And then I decided to add some of this trim along the pocket just for a little decoration. And then I'm going to add a die cut to that one, through the middle of that. For this one, I'm just going to fold in the sides, which is the top edge there, and then made that a little flip up page. And then I'm just going to staple some bandana to that. I cut a square from that paper, and I'm just making an easy envelope there just by folding up one corner and then folding in the sides and then folding down the bottom. I do have an envelope maker, but I didn't have it out at this point, so I just decided to make a easy one that I just eyeballed the folds, kind of straightening it out there. The envelope ends up being more like a trapezoid shape, but I think it's still turned out really cute. So I'm putting that on the inside of that fold. And I put glue on 3 sides so that I could actually put stuff behind the envelope as well as inside the envelope. I'm just going to add some more of that trim to the side of that page with my tiny attacher. And then on this envelope, I'm going to glue some of this paper to the back of it just to cover that up. My glue is running out. So I made that a little side pocket. And on the other side, I'm going to stamp. I can't remember if I was able to stamp this so it looked right or not. This stamp is really detailed, so I was having a little bit of difficulty with it. Yeah, I didn't get it didn't look that great. I think it was because I had it inside the book as opposed to just flat on my work surface. So I'm just going to cover it up because I didn't like the way it turned out. So I'm just adding a little pocket to this side with that vintage looking paper. On here I'm just going to add a sticker. I'm just looking through to see where I want to add some more. So I think I'm going to add some of this paper here. I'm going to trim a little bit off so it doesn't cover up the edge of the envelope, and then just glue it down. And then here's another die cut little pocket that came in a little collection from Temu, and so I just folded the edges and glued that at the top just to have another little pocket there. And then these came with all these little die cuts. So alright, we're getting to the end here, so I'm going to add another scrap of book page that just had the water on it there, and then I'm going to add another sticker. It's a little tall, so I'm trimming off the top, or trimming off the bottom. And then on the inside, I'm going to add another pocket with some leftover scrapbook paper. So the last thing I'm going to do here is add my tassel. I made this with some ribbon, bandana, trim, sari silk ribbon, and then I made a bead dangle that kind of mimics Jack Sparrow's bead dangle that he has in his hair. So I just poked a hole in the back, added it in there. My next video will be the full flip through of this journal, and I'll have it listed up in my Etsy shop soon. So go ahead and check me out over on Etsy. Also on Instagram, I'm at Creative Crafticality. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.